Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, dollar has fun. Okay, before we get into it, we had Altaf on, very entertaining, as you can imagine. We have a couple housekeeping items. So, one, we're in Instagram jail again. So follow us at the Dink PB on Instagram. That's our backup account and our new one moving forward. Unless we get the old one back, we'll see what happens. We're hiring for a bunch of different roles. So we're hiring for an editor in chief. We're hiring for sales. We're hiring for events, whether that's part-time or full-time. So email us at theDinkTeam@heydink.com if you're interested. We also just launched a giveaway with Veloz and the Pick. So Veloz is a really great paddle brand, and the Pick is like super trendy looking pickleball gear. You can check out their site. It's thepick.store. But first place winner gets a Veloz Quadra 60mm paddle, a black zip-up pickleball unisex hoodie, matte black 40-ounce pickleball water bottle, sling pickleball backpack, black embroidered pickleball trucker hat, a pickleball day short sleeve tee. Second place receives a Veloz Quadra 60mm paddle and a $150 gift card to the Pick. Third place, Veloz Quadra 60mm paddle and a $75 gift card to the Pick. And fourth and fifth place receive a Veloz Quadra 16mm paddle. Let's see. I think you just go to giveaway.thedinkpickleball.com/thepick-Veloz. So just go to at the Dink PP on Instagram and click that link in our bio, and you'll see the giveaway. That's the best way to find it. Yeah, let's get into the show. All right, we're live, virtual edition of Pickle Pod. So bear with us. I'm sure there will be technical difficulties as is standard, but we're just having some good conversations. So we said, let's hit record and not waste any of this. But we got Altaf Merchant. What's going on, Altaf?
Able to get on here. We're all surprised. Tech support.
Listen, I got up at like 6 this morning and I checked my internet. I had the charter guy come out to make sure the computer worked. I mean, I've been like so amped up. I trimmed my nose hairs, did everything. I'm so ready for this baby.
So tell me, you said as long as it's a www website, you'll be good to go. What does that mean to you? What's a www relative to other things? Just out of curiosity.
What do you mean? Like you have to get on the stuff like this? It used to be like HTTPS / whatever www. You know, back in the day, I had to like enter all these, and that's why I never got on the internet. There was like so many letters, and so
right.
But yeah, if it's www. something, I'm like all in, baby.
You're a numbers guy, not a letters guy.
Yeah, I'm all in, but like, yeah, I mean, and you would think, I mean, like all these years playing with Zane, like in 2019 and 2020, Zane was telling me about this www, Instagram and Facebook and all this stuff, and I mean, all the stuff, and he was all over it. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I found out his dog had like a www site that had like more likes and whatever, follows and whatever than I have my whole life put together. But this year I actually made a reel, like an actual reel. And I sent it to Zane and he gives me crap about it. Can I say crap on this?
No, yeah. That's $100 to stop Alzheimer's now, actually. For you,
perfect, let's do it.
Swear word. For me, they don't even care when I say the F word anymore.
Really? So like I can say crap hands, like I can talk about, DeVilliers, crap hands or whatever, no problem.
We'll explain the rules for you. So every time you cuss, it is a $20 donation to Stop Alzheimer's Now. And we have actually 2 sponsors who are matching your potty mouth. So ProXR matches the swear jar, as well as Game Plus and Access TV, which have the TV rights to Major League Pickleball in the United States and Canada. So every time you cuss, they donate some money. I said fuck that right 3 times last podcast, and we're starting off hot as well. So that's the ground rules, but we're gonna count crap for you.
So Ron Saslow is gonna match every fuck I say. It's $20. Is that basically what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
No, he matches mine, not yours.
Oh, you match mine? Who matches mine? Hey, Ashley, Zane. Can you Venmo Zane's PayPal or PayPal is Venmo, whatever you guys do these days? He needs $20. I just said F. Oh, fuck. So, hey, well, how am I making 40?
Oh,
Thomas,
how is it?
Orders these Onyx Dura balls from me all the time. And then, like, he goes, how do I pay you? And I was like, just send me a check or give me cash. He goes like, Austin is a cashless society. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I need money. And so like he's been windmowing my PayPal or PayPal my Windmow or something. I don't know. But
hold on. Say that word you're saying, but spell it.
The Windmow, Venmo.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's right.
I see my volleys with the W and my worldwide with the volley.
Yeah, it's not to be confused with Venmo. Venmo is something way different.
Right. No,
But anyway,
that's what I thought you were
Thomas,
saying.
yours my claim to fame. Forget about the 59-0 season. I said it. But here's my claim to fame. I was going through TSA in Dallas Airport, Southwest Airlines, Dallas Love Field. And the guy goes, oh, pickleball player, because I had this bag. And that was the first time ever somebody said that to me. Usually it's always like, you Zane partner, you Badger partner. And I'm like, no. They actually said, you pickleball player. And I go, wow. Because for 3 years, all I got at tournaments or everywhere was, you play with Zane, you Zane father, you Zane partner. And then in 2019, it was, you Badger partner. And now it's like, man, I'm a pickleball player. So that's
what is this accent you're doing? Why does everybody who shouts you out, why do they have an accent?
It's a compliment to Jerry Ho. But no, that's the TSA guys, man. They always like, I think they feel more comfortable talking to me with an accent than just like, hey man, how you doing?
Yeah.
Thomas,
okay. So
I don't know why we did a script for this one. We wrote down things to talk about with Altaf. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, we gotta maintain some guardrails here so he doesn't go.
Okay, I won't say anything. But hey, but if I say another fuck, Ray J's got to give $20.
Done. I'll text him.
Yes, 60.
All right.
Well, we can. You already talked about it, Altaf. I just want to make sure everybody knows who you are. You were a pickleball pro for some time. Recently crossed over into senior territory, I think you just mentioned your accolades so far, but as a senior pro, right? So this is your first season. You had a gold in the U.S. Open senior men's doubles. You were 16-0. That's your tournament record, and 59-0 match record. Is that just men's doubles, mixed as well?
Just men's doubles. Just men's doubles in tournament play. Yeah, not mixed.
We said that you are you're on the verge of being the senior pro GOAT, and some people took exception to that. They don't think you've been playing long enough. But my argument was you're on track. So how long are you going to balance senior pro versus regular pro? Because I know you still dip back down here and there.
Yeah, actually, and you forgot, my greatest accomplishment this entire year was taking John Cincola to Zing Zang Code silver medal at the U.S. Open split age. Anytime you get on the podium with Cincola, you have to be on a podcast, at least 2 podcasts. One Cincola podium equals 2 podcasts. So anyway, but Zane, you know that. I mean, we played enough rec with Cincola. You take him to the podium, you got to get on a podcast.
Yep, 2 podcasts per podium with Cincola. It's well known.
So, by the way, everybody take exception to me being the GOAT senior pro. I take exception to Cincola's booty being the best in pickleball. I totally, yeah, we'll have a whole separate podcast on that. But
who's your top 3? Who's your top 3?
I think Cincola's in the top 5, but I gotta tell you, I sometimes get caught. I have to catch myself because I kind of sometimes stare at Thomas Wilson. Thomas Wilson is definitely in my top 3. Yeah.
I really thought he was going to say Neil Medarata. I thought it was going to be
Neil Medarata is number 5 in every list that I have. But yeah, I think Thomas Wilson has got to be there. Dana and I did play a rec with Brendan Long in Punta Gorda, and that boy in his purple shorts, yeah, he's got some junk. So anyway, I still think Cincola is not number 1, but I go with Thomas Wilson. But yeah, this year was an incredible year. There was a lot of pressure because last year everybody kept, starting like January, they were like, oh man, you're done. You're going to be a senior pro next year. You're going to dominate. You're going to win. And I was petrified when I started because I didn't know what to expect. And it was really after the US Open that I finally thought, you know what? I think I can win. And then I was having a call with Deacon. Him and I were just chatting it up. And he said, if I play senior pro next year, I don't want to lose. I want to win every single match. And that's when I got in my head saying, let me see if I can go the year undefeated. So that was like a whole nother level of pressure that was, added on. But next year,
what was your closest match in men's doubles? Where was did you ever almost lose? Did you ever have match points against you? Like, what was the closest you were to losing?
No match points. We had 4 3-setters in Punta Gorda in the senior pro tour event, which was I told Dane, I said, this is a trap tournament. It was like 2 weeks before nationals. Nobody is there in that tournament. It's just the seniors. And I go, this is the one that we can get lazy at. There's no crowd. I mean, I could do a million hip thrusts. It was not on Instagram or www, whatever. And I mean, there was nothing going on. And I was like, that's our trap tournament. And we played Olin and Murcha 11-9 in the third. And we were up like 10-6. They made it 10-9. They were serving 9-10-2. And it was windy. And that was the closest it came. The most worried I was all year was at the St. Louis APP. Murcha dropped out last minute because they changed the payout. There was a lot going on. There's only 4 teams. So I show up at the tournament. I don't have a partner, and I'm playing with Chris Barnard. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a disaster. And I told him that. I told him I'm going to get on the podcast and tell everybody. That was the most nervous I was. And we won our last match 11-9, 11-9. And I can tell you this right now. That was bigger than taking Sincola to the podium.
So yeah, which is tougher, carrying Chris Barnard or carrying Sincola?
Oh, carrying Barnard. Oh, big time. Big time. Because at least Sincola is like mentally present. Barnard's like, dude, I don't even know what the score is. Just finish the match. And I'm like, there's like Ken Herman has like 2 ambulances coming in. Ken Herman was like, he actually took out his apron and was ready to go give CPR. I mean, that's how it was. And I'm like, I can't take this anymore.
An apron for CPR. Never heard of that before.
Well, he was taking iced tea till Barnard started to go look like he was passing out. So he was like, I got to put the iced tea away, take off my apron, get into my CPR mode.
So tell me a little bit about the hip thrusts. What constitutes or warrants a hip thrust in your mind? And then what's the most mad anyone's ever gotten at you for a hip thrust or some other sort of celebration?
Oh, most mad got to be Tyler Loom, Las Vegas. I mean,
what year?
Yeah, there is not a day that goes by in my life.
I think this is either 2020 or I think it was 2021. It was him and Lang. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about Loom. I mean, I could be in the shower and I'll just go, Loom. I gotta say Loom every day. It's just part of a lefty ritual.
So you're thinking about Loong in the shower is the clip that we're gonna clip that.
You definitely have to clip that. I mean, Thomas Wilson's behind and Loong in the shower. I mean, that's what makes that's what when you get to senior pro, Zane, things change. Okay. But
wait, so what happened? Yeah, wait, tell us the story. What was his reaction?
So Zane and I are playing, and typical fashion. Zane's doing his little ballerina dance and stuff, and I'm just dinking cross court with Loom all day. We have like 85, 90 dinks, and we're playing Langs on the other side. And they're up. It's a game to 15. They're up like 8-5 at the turn. And then, of course, we turn over. And right next to us is Badger and Scott Moore playing in senior pro. Right next to us. Well, you got Badger, Zane, Altaf, all within 20 feet of each other. Stuff is going to start to happen. Well, all of a sudden, I'm dinking and I hear arr, arr, in the background coming from Badger. He's out there egging us on. Well, it got to Loom. Next thing you know, we're up like 13-8, 14-8. We win the match. I'm hip thrusting, chest pumping, all of that. Go up there and hug Zane, and Loom goes, you guys go get a hotel room. And he goes like, hey, what else did he say to you, Zane?
He said, are you guys going to kiss?
Oh, you guys going to kiss or whatever. And it was just so funny because Lang was up there trying not to laugh the whole time. And then we get off the court. We're all amped up. We're getting ready to play Ben and Matt. And my phone is blowing up. And it's like Lang texting me saying, man, I really apologize, but you guys played awesome. And Lang is trying to cover up for Loom. But yeah, definitely Loom got really ticked off.
I think Tyler told us that story when we were at the Morning Brew studio. in New York after Major League Pickleball. So we'll have to compare the two stories and see how consistent they are.
Yeah, the one thing about Tyler is, so when I first started to play pickleball, I live in Owensboro, and Onyx headquarters is like 40 minutes away. And Tyler, literally worked for Onyx. And Onyx had this little email that went out to all the players that said, hey, if you're getting ready for the US Open, get on this email with Tyler Leung, and he'll tell you about where to park and what to do. And I mean, Leung was like the man. And the first time I played, with the pro, one of the first pros I played with was Tyler Leung. So he's an OG.
Didn't you play with didn't you play a lot with Dylan Frazier before anybody knew who he was?
Oh, I played Dylan Frazier when he was 13 in the Show Me State games, sponsored by Kroger Supermarkets.
That's a pretty good sponsor, actually.
My partner was Jack Oxler, and Dylan was playing with Jack Rubenstein. He was like his high school coach, like, PE instructor type coach. And Jack still plays, yeah. And Dylan and Cindy would play. We'd play like just beast mixed doubles matches. Zane, you remember you and Katie McGee?
Yeah, we played some. That's
like $100 right there. That's $100 direct into the jar.
We played some fun like local tournaments in like Indiana and Owensboro, actually, over at Merchant Center Court. And yeah, Dylan was always there, would always play with his mom, would always do way better than anybody expected. Yeah, that was wild. But Altaf, you can obviously play with these guys. I was banging the drums that Altaf Merchant needs to be in Challenger League. Why do you think that you didn't get drafted?
Oh, man. Well, I could say it's because, like, I don't have any reels out there, but I do have 55 reels now. So, Zane, I have to tell you, this last MLP draft, you've been around me long enough to know that you've been through a lot of bad stuff that's happened in my life, and you've been there side by side. And you know that even through some of the worst moments, we still found humor, and we've always had a good time and said, you know what, the sun's going to go up tomorrow. We're going to be all right. We're going to be fine. And we've had some really bad, there's been a lot of bad stuff that's happened, but this last MLP draft killed me. It just killed me. It really, I don't know what depression is, but that's the closest I've been to being depressed, because I truly believe that, people are looking at me. First people think I can't play singles. And it's 4 points. And being a lefty, I just know, if I'm serving from the right to somebody else on the right, I know I can get that serve. Or if they're serving to me, I know I can hit a return deep down the line to their backhand. So I really feel like I can come out of singles 2-2 with just about anybody. Okay, might not be a JW or a Zane or a Tardio, but most challenger guys, I can come out 2-2. Michelle Escobar, 8-0. But anyway, but anyway,
it's true. Go back to his records.
I gotta go back to my records. Go back, check it out when it matters. But I truly believe an MLP player is the mold of an MLP player is more about a singles, doubles, and mixed doubles, right? It's energy, team chemistry, a guy that can keep his teammates loose, a guy that can get a team together. And that's why Zane is so good, right? You take Zane and Zane gets his team loose, and they're having fun. I saw the squeeze warm up before they played in DC and Dallas. They were laughing, they're joking, they were loose. And there was camaraderie, chemistry. You're like, these 4 people could go have dinner together after the match. But you watch some teams and you're like, I don't even think they know each other, right? And so I feel like I'm that unifying force. And I thought I had a great MLP last year. I played at MLP one time, MLP Austin. Dylan and I had a blast. We had, Jade and Sarah Ansbury on the team. And so I'm not sure why I don't get drafted. I just think part of it is the Challenger Tour or the Challenger League. A lot of the players are playing the APP, and I didn't play any APPs this year. And the players that I know and really know me are like Zane, Jade Kawamoto, Andrea Coop, Matt Wright. Well, they're playing Premier, and I'm not a Premier player. James, Anna, they're not going to draft me on their team. And so I think the Challenger players just don't know me. The Premier players, I'm not a Premier player. I could play men's. So if you have 6 people on a team and I'm needed in a situation to play a men's doubles match, I still think I can step in and play in a situation where I'm cross court with somebody in a strategic situation, I could be a good sub.
Were you out there like advocating for yourself, reaching out to owners, things like that, like a lot of these players were doing?
You know what? I did in the last draft. I actually did in the last draft because I told everybody, if I don't get drafted now, I'm done. Because I just felt like, and they keep adding teams. And I'm like, I still keep getting, I'm like the last one out. I'm the last one out. And I really felt like I could help. But I had a couple friends, talk to different owners because I didn't really know a lot of the owners. And I'm just not one of those guys that's going to say, hey, drop Andre DSQ for, hey, Zane, drop Andre for Altaf, for Anna Bright, drop this one for me. I'm not going to do that because everybody has got their skills and this chemistry. But I just felt there were a couple
dog world, man.
Huh?
It's a dog eat dog world. You should have been dropping. You should have came to the clowns and tell them to drop Sincola. With just two lefty team out there, you and Stefan, Shelby Bates.
Oh man, I mean, but I looked at some of the men's doubles like Nunnery and Martin, Sincola and Stefan, and like I thought I really felt like I could play for the Mad Drops. I'm like, you know what, Gabe and I can play any one of those teams. I really felt like I felt like Brendan Long and I could have played well. Like Colin Schick is such a good singles player. And I thought, man, I wish they could sub me in for doubles and then get Colin in for the Dream Breaker. We'd be a great team. But, Yates and Yaume, I mean, these are all good players, but I know I can play with them.
Mm-hmm. So you're not an MLP. You're not really playing too much pro men's doubles. I mean, you're playing occasionally, you play every now and then with Badger, and you're not playing NPL either. What was up with not playing the senior version of that? And are you going to next year if you don't make an MLP team? Yeah. So next year, I mean, I signed the MLP contract, and I'm kind of waiting to see what the rules are for the draft and stuff. I firmly believe that if 6 players are going to be on a team, and you're looking at 144 players, 150 players playing MLP. I really believe that I could be a 5th or 6th person on a team, and with a big format. I've had a couple of teams that I've talked to that I'm looking to be a player coach. I don't want to be a GM. I don't want to be just drafting a team and being on the sidelines, but I want to be that sideline coach to be get the practices, get the team together. I feel like I can really help a team out. And with 8 to 10 MLPs out there, there's going to be times that you need subs, but I know I can get any MLP team ready. I can drill with them. I can play with them. I can be an asset as a number 6 guy and a coach. So next year, Zane, I'm going to try to play a lot of pro APP events, pro PPAs if I can. And we're just like everybody else, we're waiting to see how the schedule kind of plays out. If I get drafted, maybe find my teammates to play some tournaments with me. But John and I have talked about playing a few tournaments together. Andre Mick and I talked about playing a few PPAs. Brendan Long and I. So that'd be kind of fun. Yeah.
I had a great time at NPL this year. But when the schedule came out, it was 6 weekends in the summer, like May, June, July, August. My kids were playing tennis. I had to go to India. I'd already pre-booked a trip to India to see my parents. And so I didn't want to commit to playing 2 out of 6 and get drafted and then, look for a sub. But I played one NPL event, and it was a blast. I mean, I had a really, really good time. I actually was line dancing with Beth Bellamy. I have a video of that, too.
Yeah, we're going to need that. Our editors are going to need that.
Yeah. It's actually
a highlight.
Actually, they had a line dancing night. It was in San Antonio, and the team had all practiced. I was a sub last minute, so I showed up, and everybody's line dancing. And, of course, I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of went in and tried to can I say grind? Is grind $20 or is grind $100?
No, that's pretty PG.
Yeah, PG. Yeah. So I was kind of grinding, from the back, and Bellamy's like, "Get out of the way! What are you doing?" And I was like, "Hey, man, that's kind of like, when I was there, it was like, whoop, there it is." But yeah, it didn't work well.
Yeah, you were just feeling yourself. Wait, so go back to the fact that you signed with MLP. There was a little bit of a debacle in the midst of the talent race where the PPA announced you, posted on Instagram, but apparently you weren't signed with them. Eventually you signed with Major League Pickleball. Walk me through what exactly happened there.
Sure. Thomas, before I go any further, I just want to say this. Please record this. I love you. Thank you for saying talent race and then putting my name right after talent race. That really made my day. That was so good. Zane would never do stuff like that.
No.
Actually, Zane would never do shit like that. Ray J, send me 20. So anyway, but you know, well, I talked to the MLP. Steve Kuhn and I were having discussions about MLP India, and we've been in these extensive conversations and in an incredible plan about launching MLP India. And I was in Kansas City, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to go to MLP. I was like, it's a done deal. And as time dragged on and more people got signed, I started to get nervous, and I'm like, what's going on? And nobody had time for me. I was low on the talent list, and then I reached out to I talked to the PPA, and Dirk Pardo is a very, I respect him. He's a very good friend. And I talked to Dirk, and I was like, hey, listen, I just want to play. I just want to play. And so the PPA was like, okay, we're going to, come up with an offer. And then it was like, all right. But I said, I got an offer from MLP. That's probably where I'm going. But the PPA was going to, come up with an offer. And in somewhere in that phase in between, with me getting an offer and actually reviewing it, somebody in social media there jumped the gun and put my, that I signed with the PPA. So it became a bigger deal than it was. But the reality is, they were very generous in their offer, and so was MLP.
Got it. Yeah, that was an interesting time. But you're not going to. So you're signed with MLP. Will you play? I mean, now that there's a merger, are you going to play any PPAs?
My original plan was to play a lot of PPAs, because this year, I played like 12 or 13 PPAs this year. I played a ton. And, last year at the start of the year, we had talked about, Dave Fleming and all of us had talked about maybe getting the seniors back to the PPA. And so I said, hey, listen, I'm going to make a commitment to play PPAs. Dan Gingrich is like, Altaf, I'll be there. The Badger is always there. And so we're like, we already got 3 guys. Deacon's going to be a senior next year, so maybe we can build something. And I also love the fact that, with all the gold card and everything, all the guys that I knew, all my friends in pickleball were all going to be at the PPA. So it was so much fun. I could play a rec with Matt Wright and Lucy and, go out to dinner with Zane and the Kawamoto's are going to be there. And it was just, I'm like, I'm in, and so, but this year, with the whole format of the progressive draw, I got a full-time job. I got 3 kids. I have my kids every Monday, Tuesday. I'm not sure how I can do the progressive draw. So if I do play the PPAs, Thomas, I might just go in on Friday and play, senior pro. I doubt I get a bye into the quarterfinals in the men's bracket. So I'm definitely going to play senior pro if I do play PPAs. But there's Kansas City, Cincinnati. There's like a bunch of PPAs within 6 hours drive of my house, which it's a no-brainer to go play.
Mm-hmm. Going back to pickleball in India, are you pretty familiar with that scene? I see on social media that there seems to be like a pretty good, solid contingency of talent over there playing a lot. What do you think about pickleball in India? What's your experience with it?
Well, I did a Duper intro to Duper clinic in India, and it's cricket is crazy, right? I mean, the country just loves cricket. But there are a lot of clubs where pickleball is very, very active. And there's a huge tournament in February in India. And I think in the next 2 to 3 years, if you want to be in the pickleball business and you're not in India, you're missing the boat. That's how big I think India is going to be. The ironic thing is, if you look at the Indian personality and the Indian style when it comes to like you look in like the Olympics, for example, you never see like an Indian boxer or Indian karate guy, or because Indians by nature are a little more soft-hearted. They're more touch, right? And look at Zane. He's like smiling when I say touch and feel. He loves that. He loves that kind of lingo. But anyway, Indians are more. So you look at my style of play. It's more touch. I'm not out there the aggressive guy, occasional hip thrust, but it's more touch, right? So you would think the Indians, like the best Indian tennis players, had the best slice. They were clay quarters. So it would be a natural fit for Indians to be amazing at pickleball just based on our genetics and our personality. But man, I go there and they're everybody's banging the ball. You're playing with these like Selkirk, MacGuffin amped up paddles, and they're banging the ball. And I'm like, hello, like you should be dinking. So somebody needs to go to India. Maybe the Badger can go to India and teach them a dink clinic.
Can you imagine the Badgers the ratio in India? That's
the Badgers
to 1 clinic ratio.
Yeah, no, the Badgers Wisconsin ratio is 24-1 with 3 balls and 2 coats. Badger in Costa Rica 48-1 with 7 balls and 10 coats. But in India, it's got to be what, 300-1?
Yeah, they're going to bring the entire city, and each of them is going to be paying 250 rupees, and that gets you a handshake.
A handshake. But you will stand in a straight line from the net to the baseline to watch the Badger. I will never forget. I did a clinic with him in Fond du Lac, and he was just getting all testy. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, am I not dinking correctly? Because I was his prop. And I'm like dinking with Badger back and forth. And he's just getting irritated. I'm like, what's going on, Badge? And then he finally was like, that person's not standing in a straight line. I got to make sure he moves a step over. So I'm on a straight line.
Wow. What a time. What a time.
Those were some days, though, Zane. Those are some good old days.
Those are the good old days. Well, speaking of good old days, had some questions from the audience. So somebody wanted to know what your best memory of playing with me was.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh,
very quickly, they also wanted to know what your worst memory of playing with me was. Same person.
Same person. I would say, I gotta say Chicago APP had to be the best just because we won. I mean, we've had it's like by the thinnest and thinnest of hairs, but we've had like so many fun moments. I think Chicago has to be number one. Man, I'll tell you my worst memory was not playing with you, it was playing against you. I really hated playing you and Coop. Jackie and I playing you and Coop in the Chicago mixed doubles. I really hated it. That was my worst. And that was the first time, Thomas, Zane has got really testing with me was right after that match. Because he, there you go.
That's awesome.
That's my best memory. How can you not? And I still remember when I got done, I called Zane and he was at a gas station after that match getting food because he was driving back to Milwaukee. And I'm like, dude, get some rest. You can win your first Triple Crown tomorrow. Like, I just wanted to be, because him and I think you had won the mixed doubles and then he won men's. And then I think you lost to Jay the next day in 3 sets. But I was like, dude, this is your chance to win your first Triple Crown because you had been close, numerous times. But my worst memory was definitely playing that mixed with you. It was just a uneasy match the whole time. We were too close. There's just a lot going on. And I remember after the match, I made a wise ass comment, $20 for AJ, to Zane. Him and Coop were warming up to play Jade and Declan. I made a wise ass comment to Zane. And he was like, hey man, just get out of here if you're gonna be like that. And that was like the testiest he's ever got with me. And that was my worst memory because I just me, I don't get into fights like that. Only with Logan.
Well, do you have any beefs on tour? Do you have any anybody that you not necessarily don't get along with, but matches where going in, it's going to be kind of testy?
You and I had that match with AJ and Thomas at the US Open that kind of got a little bit, got out of hand there. I still think about that match a lot, and I should have called 2 timeouts there. We didn't call a timeout when they made a run. AJ got hot. We make it run. But that match really was an uncomfortable match. And the time after that was uncomfortable for the next day or so. When I saw AJ the following week in St. Louis, things were fine. But you and I have played a lot. We've had a lot of jokes and laughs, and we've had some Yates. I've had a couple. Badger and I had a really testy match with Yates and Philip Locklear in the Kansas City PPA this year. But Yates was yelling at Locklear. I was yelling at a fan. Badger was chest pumping to Yates. It was all over the place. But for most part, no. DeRisi, the senior tour is nuts. So DeRisi and I got into it a little bit in the Nationals mixed doubles. But at the end of the day, like most people that know me know when we get off the court, we have such a fun time. So yeah, I don't really have any beefs.
You don't have any beefs with people. People have beefs with you.
All the time. All the time. All the time. And those that, I just say, if you got a beef with me, that means you don't know me. Once you get to know me, you're going to be like,
Right.
oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, but you have a knack for getting under people's skin. Have you ever just like really set somebody off where they just lost it? I mean, Loong is close. Sounds like Zane got close too.
Look, Zane was more post match. I think AJ got pretty hot that one time. Zane, what do you think? Who else? Riley. You know what? I got under. Oh boy. This is probably number one. This is truly. Actually, I'm forgetting this, but this year split age nationals, Riley really got upset. I mean, this is actually the number one time where I got into somebody's with me.
This is like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Okay, all right.
Actually, take everything back I just said, like erase it all. This is number one where I really got on somebody's skin in a match and they went after me. It was Riley. We were up. We won the first game 11-2, James and I.
So it's you and Anna versus Riley, or is it men's?
James and I against Riley and Dane. All right. So
it's a good match.
It's a good match. James has been talking about this match forever. Ever since he lost to Dane last year, he's been like talking about this match. He's all amped up about it. I didn't care at all. I was going to be excited to play, but I was like, I have to win senior men's. I mean, this is it. I got to win senior men's. We got to the match. We won the first game 11-2. And Riley's playing the right. And I'm going, cross to Riley, heads up with Dane. We lose the next game like 11-5, 11-6, whatever. And James has hurt his ankle. About a month ago, he kind of hurt his ankle. Yeah. So we split games, and James is like gassed out. And he goes, man, I haven't trained. I don't know if I can do this. And I go, James, you win this game. And for the rest of the year, for the next 12 months, you'll be on fire. But if you lose this game, you will remember it and regret it all year and not going to get an opportunity for 12 months. So I'm trying to get him amped up. Well, we're down 2-0. So at 2-0, we win this point and get the side out. And I go, James, come on. It's not Matt Wright. It's Dane Gingrich and Riley. Come on. And I said, like, he didn't win with Matt. He's not going to win with Dane. Come on, James. Well, it was Riley knows the amount of respect I have for Riley. And Riley knows. When Riley did that paddle tap thing, I was one of the first people that went on social media and said, get off his case. He's making stands. At least he's bold enough to say it. Riley knows when him and Matt were playing together, there are times when I talked to Matt about what I think they should do. Riley would listen. He even texted me after a few matches and said, hey, that worked. And when he and Matt split up, I told him, I said, in order to get growth, you're going to take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And you're just going to have to figure out who you work with. So he knows the respect is there. This was all about getting James fired up. But of course, it was loud enough that Riley could hear. So I'm like, he didn't win with Matt. How's he going to win with this idiot, Dane? So Dane should be mad. But Dane's like in the zone, analyzing all the patterns, all these things are going through his head, like Altaf moved 3.5 degrees to the left. I got to go there, whatever. Well, Riley's just like, what did he just say? Riley's all amped. We go up 3-2, 4-2. And I'm like, that's it. You're doing it for Matt. Do this to show Matt you can play with him. Matt's playing with you next year. Show him that you belong. So I'm getting James all amped up. Riley, on the other hand, is like, why is this guy going Matt after every point? So certainly at 7-2, Riley goes absolutely apeshit. $20, Ron, and takes over. He wins a point and goes, poke the bear more, see what happens. And he's in my face. And I was like, whoa. And then Dane, old dude, Ernie's like twice on me and everything breaks loose. They win 11-8 in the third. And Riley's just screaming. We're like in each other's face at the end of the match. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to amp him up. I don't care about you. This is for James. Oh, that was a long night. I mean, I'm trying to text Riley saying, dude, don't you understand? Matt's calling me saying, hey, man, I want you to call Riley and let him know that I didn't put you up to this. And I'm like, no. So, I mean, that would be the number one thing. But it's all good. Riley and I are totally fine. Dane was cracking up. Dane was so in the zone. He tells me he doesn't remember any of that.
Well, it sounds like you guys have beef, and next time you're in the same room together, I will make it awkward, and I'm going to look forward to that.
You should. But Zane, I thought that was a very good motivational line, right? Hey, James, he didn't win with Matt. How's he going to win with Dane? Like, come on, get your stuff together. You're the youngest guy, and you're huffing and puffing. You should be all over this match.
Unbelievable. Yeah, well, I think we can blame Iggy for that one. I think we should blame Iggy for that one.
We have to blame Iggy for that one.
100%.
And then,
all right,
go ahead.
I've got a list of questions. We'll see if you can figure out. Some of these look like they might be kind of inside jokes. So let's see if you can figure out who came up with this list of questions here. Okay.
All right, these are rapid fire, Altaf.
Yeah. Are you better than Colin if you are Ben's partner?
Who came up with that?
That's for you to figure out. We'll have more questions, but this is rapid fire.
Eden Lika.
Eden Lika was my first thought too when, but I don't think it's him. All right, are you better than Colin if Ben's your partner?
Absolutely. Better looking for sure.
100%.
Are you the best? Are you the best lefty in the game?
Absolutely, Rafa Hewitt.
How good would you be if you were 30 years old?
Oh, dude, I'd dominate the game. Dominate.
How's your
except Ben. I would win. Riley and I would win if I was 30 years old. Riley plays with me and I'm 30. We would win. He can't win with Matt. Right?
Ben and Colin?
He can't win with Dane, but he can win with me if I'm 30.
If you were a woman, where would you be drafted in Major League Pickleball?
Ooh, definitely challenger. No, premier, right, Zane? Low premier.
What's up with your lateral movement?
I'll be a Kawamoto sandwich. I'd be drafted after Jade, but right before Jackie. I'd be right in between Jackie and Jade. I'd be a Kawamoto sandwich.
Kawamoto sandwich. How is your lateral movement?
James Ignatowicz or Anna Bright. Those two have been on my case about my lateral movement. They keep saying if I could move laterally, I'd be drafted in Major League Pickleball. And I'm like, dude, I don't need to move laterally. You guys need to. I told Anna before we played mixed doubles, James is power. I'm placement. I'll create. You'll hit the winner. You look good. Just like Zane. Zane got like 92,000 followers on that www.instagram. I have nobody, but I was the one that was creating all the knives for him to put it away.
Altaf, I think you have good lateral movement. I don't think you have good is it vertical, like front and back movement? That's not as good. You jog.
I can't cover the lob, and Zane knows that. And I was very good in covering the lob in tennis till I started to play with Zane, because then Zane took every ball of mine, and I was like, you know what? Oh, we lost Zane.
All right, Zane's gone. He'll come back. You're right, though. It was Anna Bright.
Yeah.
Let's see. So while we wait for Zane to come back here, what's the next tournament you're going to be at, first of all?
So the next tournament I'm supposed to play is Punta Gorda APP next year. And, once again, waiting for all the draft and all that good stuff. But I might play the Hyundai Masters, the PPA Hyundai Masters too. But I'm not playing the rest of this year.
Got it. Zane had said that. Okay, so on a recent episode, Zane says that we're kind of at the point where these players who are trying to balance full-time careers and pickleball, they need to either choose one or the other. Now, you're a good example of somebody who works full-time, works a lot, has a great job, and you balance playing. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think we're going to get to a point where people aren't splitting their time anymore? It's either pro pickleball or it's a full-time job. And what's kind of your general take on that?
Absolutely, 100%. I've had this discussion numerous times, with Allison Harris and a couple other players. Matt Ryden have had this discussion. The sport is going to a full-time sport, and you have to be, if you're a professional pickleball player. We used to laugh about it, right? Because 2 years ago, you had to pay like $120 to be a professional and say, hey, I'm playing a professional tournament, right? I just entered the PPO. But now, to get through the qualifying draw, to get to that, you have to make a commitment. You got to make a commitment to fitness, to nutrition, train with your partner. There are pockets in this country where the players are actually, you got Austin, you got Boca with James and those guys up there. You got Naples. You got these 4 or 5 areas that, California, where Jesse and all that. But no, you got to play full time. You got to be dedicated to your diet and your nutrition, and you got to start getting. And I think it's going to be a matter of time before, sometime in the next 2 years, you're going to see actual coaches traveling with. Catherine has a coach that travels with this, a fitness coach, but you're going to see coaches traveling. Right. But yeah, it's going to, and that's kind of what this whole contract deal is, right? Hey, we're going to give you money so you can be the best in your field, in your craft, right? So don't go out and teach 20 hours a week. Don't go out and work as a night as a waitress or whatever. Don't be a financial advisor. Get out there, dedicate yourself to the sport. We're going to give you this guaranteed amount of money, and let's see. And that's going to be great for the game, because just like Michael Jordan, nobody dunked till Jordan, not the way that Jordan did. Somebody somewhere is going to create a new shot, something's going to come out of this, and it's just a matter of time.
Would you agree that you need to be in one of those pockets in order to really excel, like pockets around the country? For example, Austin, you need to be in Austin training with these elite guys. You need to be in Boca. You need to be in Naples. I think Wichita used to be one of those places. I think Phoenix kind of has a good contingency, but not really top talent. Would you agree that you need to be in those pockets, playing with those players?
Absolutely. It used to be Madison, Wisconsin. You remember? I mean, Zane, we'd always be there. It'd be Cincola, Zane, Badger, Witskin, Altaf. We'd all be up there. Andolaro, Salenko. I mean, we had a good cast of people, right?
Back in 2019, 2020.
2019, 2020. It was you go out and play rec, Cincola, Badger, Zane and I, or Rick. One time, Rick, Badger, Zane, and I played rec, and we were like, this is the best rec in the entire Midwest. And then the next 4 tournaments I played, I was like, every match was easy compared to what I just, been there. No, absolutely. I think I was telling somebody the other day that at Nationals, by the time I got to Thursday, I got there on Saturday. By the time I got to Thursday, I had gotten a level and a half better. But I was playing rec 2 hours a day with some of the best players. So absolutely. I think guys that live in Austin and, Boca and all, I'll tell you this, Colin Johns trains with Ben a lot, right? When Austin Gridley and I played Ben and Colin in the second round of the PPA in Atlanta, when we got off the court, of course, we were disappointed we lost. We went to the next court to play a match. And I looked at Gridley halfway through that match, and I go, Austin, do you know how slow the ball is coming? How slow the speed ups are coming compared to what Ben just did to us? I go, I literally got better playing 2 games with Ben. We won 5 straight matches. That carried me through 5 matches, but I had not seen that speed ball all the time. Zane, you laugh about this, but Callan Dawson in Beer City in Moneyball, we were down 12-0, Coop and I, because he was speeding up with that black case paddle, and I hadn't seen the ball. And by the time I got down, we lost 15-13. But yeah, Thomas, you got to get your eyes set in. And if you're a full-time player and you're not in one of these spots training with these guys, shame on you. Look at Dylan. Dylan, spends so much time there. I mean, so absolutely. You want to do pickleball for a living? Figure out a way to get to one of these spots.
That's the truth.
All right. You guys already know the deal. Me and Zane constantly wearing Vuori. I wear it pretty much every day. Got a shirt on right now underneath this hoodie. Probably one of the best gifts you can get, especially today, especially with the holidays coming up. So 20% off your first purchase and enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. It's vuori.com/thedink, VUORI.com/thedink, and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing. Okay, back when we initially asked you to be on the pod, you listed some topics. One of the topics, a little bit vague, but all you said was Adam Stone.
Zane, what do you think?
No. This is your show, man. Tell us about Adam Stone.
Oh boy. Well, I'm not gonna get too graphic, but Zane and I,
by all means, the floor is yours.
Oh, dude, Ray J, there's not enough money in 35 Capital to pay for what would come out of my mouth if I got graphic about Stone. But Thomas, for a long time, Zane and I, we did a lot of traveling together. And we had a lot of goofy moments between matches, but at trips. I still remember the one time in New Jersey, it was Rafa, Sincola, Zane, and I playing putt-putt in the back of our hotel. There's only like 2 holes, and there's like 1 golf club, 2 balls, and 2 holes, and the 4 of us are playing putt-putt, And so we just had these random conversations, but we used to have this top 5 list, and top 5, best booty in pickleball, top 5, you know where I'm going. And the thing was, we kept it totally PG. And by PG, I mean, it was only guys. So we were like, we don't want to be like the top 5 best looking women. That's like boring. Like, who cares? 14-year-old kids do that. So we were like top 5 men, and so Stone was, number 1 on the list. And we had this top 5 men that we thought needed to wear a men's ear, which is, a men's bra. And Stone was always on the top 5 list. And Neil Merdada was number 5. He was just anchoring the top 5. And then
there was Gabrielson, and we had obviously D-Cup Deacon.
D-Cup Deacon, Wes Gabrielson, Neil Merdada, Adam Stone, and then of course Johnny Goldberg. So once Johnny Goldberg became a dad, once you become a dad, you're officially off the list. And so Stone now is retiring as the all-time number 1, the winningest guy in the top 5. But now he's a dad. Dads are off limits, so Stone's no longer on the list for 24.
Yeah.
I like it.
Adam Stone. We have a lot more lists. It's actually one of the more PG. So, yeah.
There you go, Thomas. That's the kind of goofy stuff that Zane and I talk about at side outs, or at
sure.
timeouts.
Yeah,
Dane's talking about the angle of Crandall's. Dane Gingrich is talking about the angle of Crandall's shoe and where my dink needs to go, but to what toe. And Zane and I are talking about the top 5 men who need to wear a men's ear.
I don't know if I heard what I just thought I heard, but we can breeze past that one.
We'll chalk it up to the accent. All right. Well, Altaf, today we're filming. It's Giving Tuesday. Let's talk a little bit about Stop Alzheimer's campaign that you and I are doing. You want to start off, or you want me to?
You fire away. I'll tell you why Alzheimer's is important for me to crush. But Zane, you fire away.
Yeah. Well, people have heard my story as to why I support the charity. But basically, today we're filming Tuesday, and Stop Alzheimer's Now. We are looking to raise $250,000 for Alzheimer's research.
Zane, pull the phone a little bit closer to you.
Do I need to start over?
Yeah, I think you should.
All right. So, oh no, that's not good. I can hear that coming through.
That's all right. It's better than it was.
I'll go somewhere else. Sorry, technical difficulties over here. But we are looking to raise $250,000 for Alzheimer's research. Every single dollar of which goes towards finding a cure for Alzheimer's. And people who donate, there are different tiers. You donate a certain amount of money, and you can come attend a clinic with Altaf and I over in Austin at Sage Hill. Every dollar that we raise is also going to be matched by a corporate sponsor. So yeah.
Sage Hill has that whole it's essentially somewhat of a resort, right? So will people be able to? Is that the idea? You'll actually stay there overnight for the weekend?
Yeah, it includes certain tiers include a stay at Sage Hill, just outside of Austin. But really, what you're looking for is the quality time with Altaf and I. Obviously, Sage Hill is great, but yeah. So we're looking to raise a decent amount of money because Altaf and I have both been personally affected by Alzheimer's in the family, and figured we both have a platform to raise a good amount of money. And if we do actually hit that $250,000 mark, I told Sean, the guy who runs it, that I will get a Stop Alzheimer's Now tattoo. If we can raise $250,000, I will get a Stop Alzheimer's Now tattoo. I don't have a tattoo. I'll never get another tattoo, but this is it.
Where will you get it?
In the area of my choosing. Honestly, I'm thinking my ass. Because I don't want it out all the time, but I definitely want it out some of the time. So if I'm out there in a Speedo or something at the pool, I want people to know about Stop Alzheimer's Now.
Zane is not going to be in a Speedo at the pool. I have traveled with this guy for 3 years. Thomas, this guy, in the morning, he takes his suitcase. He takes his suitcase into the bathroom to shower and change and get everything done in the bathroom. I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? And he comes out all steamy and everything. His suitcase has got like all dew on it. I'm like, what are you doing? So he is not going to be in a Speedo.
I was thinking about Loong in there.
I don't know what top 5.
Sorry, I was thinking about Loong in there, Altaf.
But hey, Thomas, on a really, really serious note, my dad has got, late stage Alzheimer's. My fiance Ashley's dad is suffering from Alzheimer's. And, there's so many times where your parents talk to you and you just kind of brush them off, right? And you're like, I got to go. I got this. And, with the time change in India, invariably, there's been moments where my parents have called me and I'm just like tired or it's just the wrong time. But the one thing I just love was talking to my dad on the phone. And then this right after COVID, I went back to India and I couldn't have a conversation with him for more than a minute because of Alzheimer's. He was forgetting stuff. And it just killed me because that's the thing I enjoyed the most with my dad was chatting with him. And, it's like you don't wish anything bad on your parents. But if from everything he could have got, I wish he'd got something else, right? I wish something was affected his lungs or his liver, but I could at least have that conversation with him because I miss talking to my dad. And there's so many times I have this guilt of the times that I hung up on him early. And so when I just happened to see Sean's, on a www.instagram, and I saw this stand thing, and then I saw Zane and Sincola on a coat with a sign in the back, and we reached out, and I'm like, I'm here to help. And then this whole thing came about, and we were coming up with all kinds of things to do. But the bottom line is, this is a great cause. There's so many people that are affected by it, and this is a chance to have fun. Zane and I wanted to make this about an experience. Come on out to Austin. Let's play pickleball. Let's have dinner. In Dallas, I had a couple of people that reached out and said, hey, let's go have dinner. And these are just volunteers. And we went out to dinner, and they just peppered me with questions. Hey, how do you dink? How do you get in a tournament? What do you do? So just imagine spending, an entire day with Altaf and Zane. We're going to do like a little tournament together, do a clinic, have lunch. We'll do a top 5 list for you of anything you want. Just show up, put some money in and show up. We'll come up with your own top 5 list. But this is a great cause.
All right. So let's give people a call to action. How can they support? How can they get involved?
Yeah. So you can just check out stopalzheimersnow.org. I think myself, Altaf, and the Stop Alzheimer's have all posted on Instagram about it. Otherwise, there's the link, stopalzheimersnow.org, and make a donation. Check out the campaign that we're running. Maybe not everybody is going to donate as much to get a free trip over to Sage Hill, but any little amount counts. If you donate $10, that is $10 towards me getting a butt tattoo, but more importantly, towards Alzheimer's research. And yeah, just check them out. Either on Instagram or stopalzheimersnow.org. It'll be on both of our pages as well.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm calling Sincola's mother-in-law first. So Zane, you're not calling her. You're not calling Sincola's mother-in-law. I'm calling her.
Altaf and I have a little bit of a friendly wager on this one too for who can. We have a little competition who can donate a little bit more money. So Pickleball listeners, come on, help me out. Don't help out Altaf. Use my my link, their website, not Altaf's website. We want to beat Altaf, everybody.
Zane's gonna get like 10 MLP owners to give like $25,000 each, and I'll get the masses. I'll get like 700 people to give like $25 each, and that's
they'll also get on www.reels.com.
Dude, hey, my last reel had 57,912 views, but who's counting? But
That's pretty
and
good.
by the way, Thomas, Zane, he acts like he really cares about me. Every time I post a reel, I give him a preview. I send it to him, and he just replies back like, "Why do you do this?" So one time, this last reel, I never sent it to him as a preview, and I just waited 24 hours. Nothing from the dude. Sincola commented on it. Everybody did. So I finally go and say, "I'm really disappointed, dude." He goes, "Who sees that crap?"
Wait, Altaf, how old are your kids?
So I got twins that are 14, and I got a 17-year-old that's driving.
Are they helping you with your social media? Are they giving you the ones and twos to maximize your reels and be an influencer?
No, not at all.
She's oh my goodness. He's got a whole customer support team called his fiance.
Yeah.
He was on our text chain. You know why he's able to be on the podcast via Zoom or SteamYard or whatever the hell we're on? It's because he's got customer service.
Yeah, Zane came up with that because I was like, I don't have anything. So every time all these people have these conversations, I'm like, just talk to Ashley. So then we're sitting in Kansas City, and Zane goes, Ashley really is like your customer service. It's Altaf customer service. And that's how it came about. The funny thing is, with the Stop Alzheimer's, Sean sends this great email about all the plans and everything they got going on, and the grants and the future work and the work in Washington. And I was going to reply back like, K. And it was like a 5-paragraph email. And I go, nah, probably not appropriate. So I told Ashley to reply back. And Zane sending me this side text. He goes, I can't believe you had her reply back for you. And I was like, well, I didn't know how to press reply all. You know that.
I didn't realize. So that's your fiance who's been on the text chain with us the whole time?
Yeah. You met her at Dallas.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. That's customer service.
Yeah, she's good at her job.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was like the lighting, what I should do. Like, yeah, it's been a production.
Yeah, well, you did better than Zane. Zane, I don't know what the hell Zane's doing today.
I am in a coffee shop.
That looks like a shop. Doesn't it look like a shop to you, Thomas? I like that indoor tree in the shop.
Yeah, he looks like he's in somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually about to go to a squeeze event. I'm here in Orlando. I went right from the airport to here. Anything to make this podcast happen, boys. Anything.
Okay, so I got a question for you guys. How many matches do I need to win next year on the regular Pro Tour to be invited back to the Pickleball? Let's come up with a number right now.
0. We'll have you on anytime.
Yeah.
we can make something more interesting though. We can think about that. Let's see. We could make just a little wager. I bet you can't win more than 20.5 pro matches.
Ooh. APP or PPA? Both combined?
I bet you cannot average 2.5 wins per tournament, whether that's APP or PPA.
Done. Deal.
In men's men's events.
Yeah, men's events. Done.
2.5.
I had 12 wins this year, and every one of them I played with. Yeah, I think I can do that.
All right, lock it in.
Seems like
Zane, you got anything else?
No. I've got nothing. This has been fun. We'll have to get Altaf in the actual studio at some point, because that'd be wild. This doesn't.
Yeah, well, some hip thrust demonstrations in person, and we'll make it happen.
I'll be there in January in Austin. I'm coming for somebody's bachelor party.
Yes, sir.
By the way, Thomas.
Yeah.
Zane wants to go like to Chuck E. Cheese and wants to play like foosball for his bachelor party.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Come on, that sounds great.
He goes, I don't want to wake up in the morning hungover and stuff. I want to be like really fresh and stuff. I go, okay. Like, what do you want to do?
We're going for runs at 5:30 still.
Yeah, I said, can I just like Venmo your PayPal some money and like not show up, and you guys can all go to Chuck E. Cheese and get pizza, do whatever you guys do. I'll go play rec with Sincola and Stefan.
Well, on that note, we'll send you your invoice for the Stop Alzheimer's Now square car.
Send it to Ray J and Ron.
This isn't just a free pass to just swear. They match my swears, not yours.
Oh, that's what
I'll tell Ray J, Ron, and Chad from Game Plus that you said hello.
Whatever you want. Hey, Thomas, do not let him talk you into donating to his site. Donate through my www. Okay.
You guys, listen. You guys got to lobby me. I'm donating on behalf of one of you, and ball's in your court.
Ooh.
He said balls. How much is that? How much is that? That's got to be a Hyundai. At least a Hyundai for that. AJ, send him a Hyundai.
All right. Hey, thanks for popping on, Altaf. Always fun. Appreciate it.
Zane, good luck next week.
Hey, thanks, homie.
You got it. Thomas, thanks for having me, and thanks for the talent. I love that you said I had some talent.
He's going to put that into a reel.
No, definitely.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys. All right. We talked about Takea before. It's kind of crazy. They went from being the water bottle company where like every pro was sipping their water bottles on the bench and in interviews. And now they've come out with their own paddle. So kind of crazy to see the transition. But, you know, our trusty hydration pal decided to step into the pickleball court. Water bottles to keep us cool and paddles like the Takea Sport Helios and Titan Elite. They're making sure you're playing at your peak. The Takea, wow, combine those two, learn how to talk. The Takea Helios Sport Paddle is the perfect beginner paddle, striking the perfect balance between strength and stability. The Titan Elite is the ultimate choice for those who demand power and control and want to take their game to the next level. No joke, use this paddle. It's pretty legit. I'm pretty impressed with what Takea has been able to do. It's no longer just our hydration heroes. They're stepping up to be our pickleball partners too. If you're looking to have both, stay refreshed and play at your peak, look no further. Dive into the world of Takea, check out the Helios and Titan Elite, and let's elevate your game together. Visit TakeaUSA.com. That's TakeaUSA.com today and get your Takea Sport Helios and Titan Elite paddles now. Stay hydrated, stay cool, and play at your peak with Takea.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, darling, had